If you're sick and tired of hitting that button every time you start your Subaru, as I am, I've got the kit, the solution, and a $100 fix for you. So guys, we're currently hiding out from some rain in the 2026 Outback XT Touring. And today we're going to be adding some much needed accessories to the vehicle, courtesy of Subaru parts deals, as well as eliminating that stupid auto start feature that so many of us hate, me included. I'm tired of having to push that button every single time I start the car, because that so-called fuel savings that this system is supposed to have does not equate to the accelerated wear and tear on your engine, transmission, and starter, in my opinion, and in a lot of you guys' opinion as well. I know a ton of you are sick and tired of pushing the button every time you start your car, especially you 6th generation Outback owners where it's on the screen. It's not a physical button like the 7th gen. But it's just a pain in the butt. So we have our kit from Auto Stop Eliminator. We're going to be installing that today, like I said, as well as some much needed accessories from Subaru Parts Deals. So let's start off with that Auto Stop Eliminator kit and no longer have to worry about pushing that little A with a circle arrow button ever again. So guys, we've got our kit right here. As you see, it's very simple. It is a wiring harness, a jumper harness basically, with a little module and a couple of zip ties to secure this out of the way. They've got plenty of different kits for different years, models of Subaru, as well as other vehicles to eliminate that auto stop start feature. Now, this is fairly easy to install. As I said, once you get into where you need to plug this in, it's plugging one in here, zip tying it out of the way, and reassembling the interior. We have installed these in the past. I believe we did it on a 2019 Subaru Forester for a customer, and I've installed several of these over the years for other customers to eliminate that aggravating auto start stop feature, and have not ever had any issue out of them. Now, for those viewers watching right now, if you want to pick one of these up, I do have a promotional code for you. Mr. Subaru 10 is good for 90 days from today. It is a limited time thing. Unfortunately, this is not a free-for-all for any of you watching this video in the future. 90 days from today that this video is going up, Mr. Subaru 10 takes 10% off. These are about $100, so expect about $10 off, something to help you guys save a little bit of money and get rid of that troublesome light and that troublesome feature in your cars as well. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into tearing down and installing this, which most of the modern Subarus have it in this overhead cubby here near the eyesight system. So starting off, we need to get this panel right here out. We're going to take a pry tool under the edge, pop it up, just some spring retention, little clips back there. So we'll pop in from the corner, pop that up like that, coming from the corner over here, using a non-marring plastic pry tool, pop that up, and then we can work that all the way back and get it out around the switches and things like that, like that, like that, and wiggle her off. Once we got that off, in this cavity here and this cavity here, we're going to have Phillips or JS cross type screws. Take a screwdriver and remove those. One. And two. As it falls out on us. Now we can pry back here, or pull down back here. There's some clips in here. We'll pull down here and then slide the whole housing here back and down. So it needed 2 hands for that, but got that prying down. Pull down over here, get the assembly loose, and then we got to wiggle it back away from the cameras. Sorry, needed 2 hands again. We pull down and then slide back carefully away from the cameras and fold it down and move it out of the way. We're after that pigtail right there. Sorry about that bit right there, guys. I don't have a tripod that can really sit in here, so I'm trying to do this one-handed and handheld. But we pull from the sunglass holder down slowly around and then pull it back towards the rear of the car. Next, we're gonna take this pigtail here, push the clip in, and pop it out. And once we do that, we will plug our auto stop eliminator in one side and then plug the other side in right there, which I might need 2 hands for again. Might not be able to show you. All right, so now that's unplugged from there, we're gonna take our pigtail, plug it into here, the other end into there instead, and then we'll tuck all of this back all the way up in here and zip tie it. So this is what you'll have. Plug it in there, plug it in there. Then we'll just tuck it back under this white plastic here, like I said, and zip tie the module and everything out of the way. Now that's all tucked neatly out of the way, throw your zip ties on it secured, and reassemble the overhead console. So you'll slide the overhead console back into the little tabs on the side here, push them back into the push pins, and clip it in all the way back around. Once that's done, you'll put your 2 screws back in and pop your cover plate back on. Once those are tight, again, just take that little trim piece and pop it back into place. And now you're all set. So now when you start up your Subaru, that troublesome auto start stop will be off without having to push the button every single time. So now that we're done with the auto stop eliminator, let's add an accessory that I think should have came standard with a $50,000+ XT Touring top of the line Subaru model, and that is the rear seat back protector. I don't know why I have to pay to add this to this vehicle. It should have come standard with the all-weather cargo mat back here. Gotta be careful, can't show my wife's stuff back there in the back. She'll get me, I'm sure. So there is your part number right there for 2026 rear seat back protector, J501 SAR350. This should be very easy to install like the ones we've done in the past. It should slip in under the anchor here for the car seat and attach with some Velcro tabs. So it should be very quick and easy to install. Now we've done installs on these in the past on the 2015, but it's the same way. You just slide underneath the lip of this plastic here with this, slide it up. You got Velcro tabs here on the back. You've got a bungee cord here that goes over the headrest around here. And then we pull back our all-weather mat and stick the Velcro here and here. Under that, around the accordion hinge here for when the seat goes up and down. So go ahead and do that real quick and come back with you guys. So we slid up under that lip here, push down our Velcro tabs on the side, put our bungee around the headrest, and slapped our Velcro down here. This side is all done. Just repeat on this side, a little more difficult because it's wider, and there's 2 rather than 1 of those anchor points to get around. And we're all done with that rear seat back protector install. Like I said, should have come from the factory. I don't know why it doesn't. Got it around the headrest here. Now when our Chocolate Lab Bruin's in the back, we can put down the back seat and give him a little bit more room to stretch out than just sitting in the cargo compartment without having to get all that dog hair in that cloth on the back of these leather seats. And now the rear cargo compartment is a lot more protected with the seat back protector and the all-weather mat back here. So on to our last accessory and finish out the video, which is crossbars. I thought it was crazy Subaru did not include crossbars on the 26 Outback. I thought that the crossbars were great on Gen 5, or Gen 4, Gen 5, and Gen 6, where they stowed away when you didn't need them, so there wasn't all that wind noise, and then you could just pop them up and swing them over when you needed them. Popped into place, great. Problem was with that design, they were not as strong as they could be going to this design. So these rails are super beefy, super strong, and super thick. So are the crossbars. So you do have an increase of rooftop capacity for cargo with the new crossbars. But unfortunately, they're sold separate. They don't come with the car. Again, I believe the upscale model should come with them from the factory. I mean, you can option them and have your Subaru dealer install them at the time of purchase, but it should be baked into the price, I believe. It's a utilitarian off-road SUV, station wagon, crossover, what have you. Subaru people like to put stuff on the top. Bike racks, kayaks, rooftop tents, all that good stuff. Why are we not throwing in crossbars from the factory anymore, Subaru? We're having to pay for a lot of stuff that used to be standard. Here is your part number for the crossbars for the 26 Outback. SOA, Subaru of America 843X062. Pretty self-explanatory kit. I will mock through it, but I'm not going to keep them up there right now just because I don't have a need for them right now. But we soon hope to get a rooftop tent for this Outback and do some camping, and we'll be using them then. But they basically clamp on and are secured with a Torx bolt or a hex bolt, last I recall. Let's go ahead and pop them open and take a look again. Actually, it's been a minute since I looked at this. These are a slimmer, more arrow crossbar, so we will install them and keep them on. This is your install removal tool right here. It is a Torx, just a little L key that comes with the kit, as you see here. And you have your wrapped crossbars. I'm sure there's a front and a back one, but fairly easy. You just slide it over the bar, tighten up the bolt, Bob's your uncle. Here are our crossbars out. Looks like they're identical. Doesn't look like there's any distinction between the front and the back. One is marked with the cargo capacity. I'm assuming that is the rearward one, but I'm just guessing. I have to download the PDF of the install instructions to be sure. Oh, this is just an L key, but it looks like it's an 8 Newton-meter torque wrench, and I believe that's what your final torque should be. Right there on that line, as you tighten up your Torx bolts all the way around. There's 2 under on either side. There's a slat there where you can adjust the width of this thing. And yeah, let's go ahead and throw them on there. So after looking at the PDF of the instructions, the blue bag here is the rear bar and the clear bag here is the front bar. So they are different. So what you need to do is loosen this bolt enough to get this piece to drop down and swing backwards. We'll put it on the car, swing it under, and tighten it up. We'll also tighten up these bolts under here that make it wider or more narrow. And torque them all basically to the 8 Newton meters. Any other questions, you can refer to the PDF instructions. Pretty clear and straightforward. All right, guys, so we got the front crossbar loosely installed, the rear crossbar loosely installed. Went around with a tape measure and made sure that our gap was the same side to side on the front and the rear. And now all we got to do is tighten up the bolts to the specified 8 Newton meters with the included torque L key here. So we've got the 2 at the top here, and there's a couple underneath. Just make sure that the crossbar underneath the arrow is pointing forward, which is the more rounded end, the more tapered end towards the back of the car. And it's pretty easy. I'll include a link to the PDF of the instructions for this, as well as purchase links from Subaru Parts Deals for the crossbars and the rear seat back protectors for those of you that have a 2026 Outback. So we'll go ahead and get this tightened up, finished up, and get done with our rainy day install of accessories and the auto start stop eliminator. Now it's kind of hard to show you guys this, but we're going to tighten this until that pointer gets right there in line with that 8 Newton meter line. Really hard to show you, but it's getting close. So that's all you really got to do. Or if you've got a torque wrench, it makes it a lot easier to get it to 8 Newton meters than trying to read this upside down, especially on these top bolts where it faces down on you.
As you can see, you see how it's flexing over to that line? That is torque to spec. Hopefully I can clean this up a little bit in editing.
So guys, there you have it. Our rainy day install is complete. We've got our crossbars fully installed, everything torqued down to 8 Newton meters. We got our rear seat back protector on, and we've got the auto stop eliminator installed. No more headache, no more pain every time you start the car. Remember to hit that button to keep it from stopping on you and being a super big annoyance. Remember promo code Mr. Subaru 10 for 10% off the next 90 days on your order of an auto stop eliminator at autostopeliminator.com. Details down in the description and pinned comment. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for future Subaru and tool content. I'll see you guys in the next one.